Good, happy Saturday evening, December 12th, 2020. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Saturday evening, so let's begin. First up, New Hampshire COVID information. New updates and data. Let's take a look at that right now. And here is a look at that information for all of you right now. There are 29,460 number of people in New Hampshire have tested positive for COVID-19. 15,820,714 number of people in the United States have tested positive. 590 number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire. 856 number of people have been hospitalized with COVID-19 in New Hampshire. And 715 number of deaths from COVID-19 in the United States. Now let's take a look at this map of New Hampshire where current cases of COVID-19 are. In Nashua, 540 cases of COVID-19. And total cases in Nashua, 2738. And now let's take a look at these three charts here. Let's start with the first chart here. New cases each day in New Hampshire. In the purple, daily new positive COVID-19 cases. Orange, new hospitalization. And red, deaths. And let's take a look at this chart here. Current cases in the purple, total current COVID-19 cases. In orange, current hospitalization. Let's take a look at this chart here. Total cases in the purple, total positive COVID-19 cases. Orange, total hospitalization. Red, deaths. And blue, recovered. Let's take a look at this chart here. Positive PCR test rate, positive PCR and antigen test rate, and daily PCR test. And let's take a look at this chart here. Age group of cases, and female and male of cases. Let's take a look at this chart here. Infections, hospitalizations, and deaths. Let's take a look at this chart here. Deaths, percent of New Hampshire population, race/ethnicity of cases, and hospitalizations. And a reminder, your common symptoms: fever, lack of smell, cough, chills, difficult breathing, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. How it spreads, and prevention tips. And be sure to stay with the Riley King Network for the latest of your COVID-19 information. New Hampshire House Speaker pro tempore Kim Rice tests positive for COVID-19. Another top Republican in the New Hampshire House of Representatives has tested positive for COVID-19. Speaker pro tempore Kim Rice of Hudson, a close ally to the late Speaker Dick Hinch, announced her diagnosis Saturday afternoon on Facebook. In her post, Wright wrote, "I want to thank everyone for the well wishes. I'm feeling horrible, but prayers are anticipated." She also asked for political battles over the pandemic to stay off her page, saying, "Please keep in on your wall, not mine, because I'm too busy struggling to breathe to fight with anyone." The news of Rice's illness comes just 3 days after Hinch died of COVID-19. Rice is entering her third term, serving the towns of Hudson and Pelham. She said she has been touched so far by the kind messages she has received from colleagues on both sides of the aisle. Suspicious death of a 23-year-old under investigation in Jaffrey, officials say. Officials announced Saturday that they are investigating a suspicious death of a man in Jaffrey. The State Attorney General's office announced the investigation in a press release early Saturday afternoon. Officials have not said where in Jaffrey the death occurred. In a Facebook post, Jaffrey Police Chief wrote that the death was reported early Saturday and that the victim is a 23-year-old man from Acton, Massachusetts. The man's identity has not been released, as officials said they were still working to notify the next of kin. An autopsy was set to be performed later Saturday, according to the Attorney General's office, and additional information was expected to be released after that. Officials said that there is no threat to the public. And a reminder, the 2020 Spirit of Giving food drive is underway. Donate now from December 11th through the 13th. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Snow piles up quickly. Remove it just as quickly with Kubota subcompact and compact tractors.
The best part of getting involved is knowing all of this food that you see here around me is going right out to New Hampshire families. One of the rewards for all involved is seeing these amazing acts of generosity.
On behalf of Shaw's, along with the Spirit of Giving Drive, we'd like to present this check for $5,000 to the New Hampshire Food Bank.
One of those moments of generosity happening during our food drive was this check presentation at the New Hampshire Food Bank. Shaw is donating $5,000, which translates to about double that in meals. It's just incredible. It's all part of the generosity we see each year during the Spirit of Giving food drive, and there is still a full weekend to give at all Shaw's, Walmart, and Hannaford locations all across the state.
Nobody in America should ever go hungry, and you know, the help, you know, like I said, but this time of the year, you know, if you are, the food banks are essential to help people who do need that help. And like I said, Shaw's is proud to be part of that.
We thank everyone who has so generously donated food items so far. In Manchester, I'm Charisse LeClaire, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Judge to hear right-to-know case over police certification. A judge has scheduled a hearing next month that could decide whether the state board must provide access to meetings and records involving the certification of New Hampshire police officers. And that does it for this Saturday evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Saturday evening, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another newscast. I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Good night and goodbye, everyone.